Hello and welcome, it's Little Tang here, and today we are going to talk about what is the best weapon for Yae Miko for free-to-play players, a 4-star weapon. So there is the Oatsworn that you can get from the event and the Widsith that everybody is talking about. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the Oatsworn can be getting from the new event of Enkanomiya, Engulfing with the Darkness, if I call it correctly. So after several hours of running with this event, and I finally get my hands on the Refinement Rank 5 of the Oatsworn, and we are going to test it out with the Widsith at Refinement Rank 5 as well to see which one works better. It included with the rotation and also the team comp and also the output damage as well. So without further ado, we'll dive into the detail of this video. Alright, so once Yae Miko is released and we realize that she required a lot of energy to use for her out. And then there is one free weapon that you can get, which is like the Oatsworn Eye here, that provide another like 48% of energy recharge once you cast the elemental skill, which is suited for Yae Miko as well. And we are going to compare that to the Widsith. And this is my Yae Miko stat right now: 2000 attack and talent level 6, both of them. And also the crit rate is about 79%, crit damage is about 194% equipped with the Widsith. And if I equip the Oatsworn, it will be minus 55.1% of the crit damage. And the test object will be the perpetual mechanical array. Alright, let's start with the Oatsworn first. So this is the damage that Oatsworn can do: 5,520 for her E, and also the out will be 17k per hit. The next one is the Widsith. This one is the Widsith without any buff. It increases a tiny bit from the Oatsworn, which is quite surprised. It doesn't go that far from the Oatsworn for a lot of crit damage increased. And her out, about the same thing, I would say. I was expecting more than that, and who knows. The next thing is buff number 1, which is provide the attack percentage for Yae Miko. So this time it bumped up to 8,000 something, and also her out 26k. Alright, this time it is 55.65% increased for her out, and also her elemental skill is 48.79%. Wow, impressive. The next thing is buff number 2. This is provide elemental damage for Yae Miko, and wow, 9,000. And her out is like almost 30k, which is like 73.1% increase, and also 64.5% for her E skill from the Oatsworn. The next thing is buff number 3, which is provide elemental mastery for Yae Miko, and 8,000. And her out will be the same damage as no buff resist, which is like 4% increase from the Oatsworn, and her elemental skill is like 50% more from Oatsworn. And also there is another thing to take note if you want to use the Widsith, is that the Widsith buff is 10-second period of time, which means that you have to push everything out within that 10 seconds, and also another 30-second downtime, which is mean like the table I showed you of her elemental skill, her E, which is only one hit only, because like you cannot get the whole 15 times of her E with the active buff of the Widsith. That means that you have to maximize it. But how many hits that her E can hit the enemy? And I'm going to show you guys how to rotate with the buff with the Widsith to maximize that. So take a look here of how her elemental skill hit the monster with the active buff on. One here before you cast her ultimate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in total of her elemental skill hitting the monster with the buff from the Widsith. And then this is the solid rotation that I found. I tried rotated so many ways and it ended up like 5 times of her E, or maybe I lost like the last cow of ultimate for not having her active buff on, which is like a lot of damage losing. So the next topic is about the rotation and the team combination, which is related to the weapon as well. So I'm going to use her with Raiden Shogun. As you can see that she required a lot of energy for her burst. And right now my energy recharge is only 116.8, but once I cast her E, it turned up to 164.8 with 10-second window period of time, which is matched with Raiden Shogun out for boosting up her energy regeneration. So I'm going to test this in Spiral Abyss with only 2 characters only, Raiden Shogun and Yae Miko. So I'm going to leave Yae Miko with everything like her E, her Q, and her E again. And then I'm going to switch to Raiden Shogun, cast her E, cast her out, and then do N3CD for 3 times, and N2, and then cast her E again and switch back to Yae Miko to see the energy, whether her burst is ready or how much energy gained from the Widsith when using Oatsworn. So if you're not familiar with what N3CD is, feel free to check iWinterlude's channel out. I'm going to put the link in the description box about that topic for you guys. Alright guys, when it comes to the conclusion of the video, so let's take something scientific. Let's show the number. So for the Widsith, if you take average of each buff and no buff, her E increased for like 9.73% and her out increased for like 34.49%, which is quite impressive. But in the rotation with the Raiden Shogun team, in order to use her out, you have to switch to Raiden Shogun 2 times for her burst before you get Yae Miko burst ready, which is like, for me, I am not really happy about it, even though when you switch to Yae Miko after that, you're gonna get another buff of the Widsith and then boost your damage with her burst right away. But I just wanna get her burst more frequently. So my goal is like for the Oatsworn Eye, I would go for the Oatsworn Eye more than the Widsith, just for more stable damage and a little more fluid in rotation, because like if I switch back to Yae Miko and I have no out, I would be like an awkward position, like awkward situation to like just switch out, cast E and switch out. So I would suggest Oatsworn better for my opinion. But if you have the Widsith but it's not R5, I would probably say that the Oatsworn is better than the Widsith, because like you can fine-tune your stat to get more crit damage and more energy recharge, and then it guarantees that you are really getting her out on every time once you switch back from your battery of your team. For example, my team is Raiden Shogun. So that's it for this video, and I hope you guys get something from this video. And if you like it, feel free to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content in the future, and feel free to leave the comment down there. I'm going to read every single one of you. and see you later สวัสดีครับ